The mystery of the vanishing traveler. The train moved steadily through the misty countryside, its rhythmic clatter filling the dimly lit compartment. James Holloway sat by the window, watching the endless stretch of fields and forests. He always found train rides calming, but tonight felt different. Something was off. Inside the compartment, a few passengers shared the space: an elderly woman knitting, a businessman reading his newspaper, a young girl gazing out the window, and a middle-aged man in a brown coat who had fallen asleep. James had boarded the train in London, heading to Edinburgh for business. He was used to long journeys, but unease gnawed at him tonight. A sudden jolt shook the train. The lights flickered before returning to their dim glow. The businessman sighed, folding his newspaper. The elderly woman continued knitting as if nothing had happened. James glanced across the compartment at the man in the brown coat, only to find him gone. James frowned. He hadn't seen the man leave, and the train hadn't stopped. He turned to the businessman. "Did you see where the man in the brown coat went?" The businessman looked up. "What man?" James's heart skipped a beat. "The one sitting right there." "He was sleeping." The elderly woman smiled. "Young man, you've been sitting alone the whole time." James stiffened. "No, that's not possible. He was right there." The young girl, who had been silent, turned to him with wide eyes. "I saw him too. He got up just before the lights flickered. But he didn't leave. He just vanished." A chill ran down James's spine. People didn't just disappear. Determined to figure it out, James stood and checked the corridor. Empty. He moved to the next compartment, searching for any sign of the missing man. Nothing. Then he noticed something: a brown coat draped over an empty seat. He hesitated before picking it up. It was ice cold. A whisper echoed through the carriage. "Help me." James's breath caught. He spun around. No one was there. The brown coat lay still in his hands. He searched the pockets and found an old train ticket dated exactly 10 years ago on this very train. The name read, Jonathan Fletcher. James swallowed hard. He had heard of Jonathan Fletcher, a man who vanished on this train a decade ago. The train shuddered again. James rushed back to his seat. The elderly woman and the businessman were still there, but the young girl was gone. He hadn't even heard her leave. The train slowed. An announcement crackled through the speakers. Next stop, Edinburgh. James gripped the brown coat. The mystery remained, but one thing was certain: ghosts still traveled these rails, waiting for someone to notice them. And tonight, James had.